Howdy, Chiefs Kingdom. It's Wednesday. It's 7 o'clock Kingdom time. That means it's time for Chiefs Kingdom Live.
Yeah, buddy.
We're so glad everybody could join us. If this is your first time joining CKL, or if you haven't already, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, turn on notifications. Head on over to our social media accounts: Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram. It's Chiefs Kingdom Live, just like the channel here. We're getting closer to week one, getting closer to watching Patrick Mahomes play football in a meaningful game. See year 5 for him as a starter, which is just kind of like, really? Like, I saw that earlier. It said this is his 5th year as a starter, and where does the time go? But anyway,
it goes fast.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of steam and a lot of new followers on Twitter, especially with subscribers, views of the channel. We can't thank y'all enough for joining us and doing all you do and supporting the show. We do. We really appreciate it. And this show is for you all as much as it is us. It's more fun. The more the merrier, as the saying goes. So, again, smash the like, blast the subscribe, turn on notifications. If you're watching live, send us some comments, get involved in the show. We're going to be doing the CKL poll results here, and we'd like to know what everybody thinks there with their win total. We're going to get to that. So put that in the comments. Join the show. We had a pretty lively chat last week, which was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that a lot. So
big up to all the Johns that showed up last week, made that chat.
This is the John show.
Right. Yeah, I have more Johns in a Catholic church, it seemed like. See if we can get some Peters, see if we can get some Pauls and some Peters in there today. But fellas, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. Just I'm just ready to stop talking about the theoretics of what teams are going to be like, and to actually just see what happens in the season. So I'm anxious for the season to start. Anytime you get to watch Mahomes play football, it's special. You guys are going to be there. I'm jealous as hell, but I'm just ready for the season to start. That's it. Bo?
Yep. I'm good here too. As you mentioned, as week 1 approaches, that just means Arizona approaches, and I'm going to go off to the nice, cool 100-degree weather that Arizona is offering this week and enjoy myself a football game. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm stoked for that trip for this weekend, man. That's going to be a blast. Looks like maybe we're catching a break in the heat. I've been looking the last week or two out there in the Phoenix area, and it's been like 108, 110. And the forecast is showing the few days that we're out there, 97, 98, maybe a little over 100 Sunday for the game, but game's indoors. So,
it's only going to be 98.
Yeah, only 98.
That's a dry heat, though, Scott. So,
right, the dry heat, yeah. Anybody who says, yeah, but it's a dry heat has never been in 110 or 112 dry heat before. I can promise you that. I'll take 98 or 99 and 80, 90% humidity over 110 dry heat any day.
As someone who's lived all over this country, who has lived in 115-degree heat in Arizona and has lived in 100-degree heat in Texas, I will take dry heat all day, every day. The humidity is something like, dude, it's a thing. That's I understand why that's a saying now. It is disgusting. Like, you walk outside, like your legs start sweating. Like, ugh.
Yeah. I made the announcement last week that we're going to be doing a show live from Pub Rock Live there in Scottsdale. They've got a season kickoff party, the Arizona Chiefs Kingdom. Our man Hachi got us hooked up. We're going to meet him out there. It's looking like there's a bunch of our followers that either live out there or are going to be traveling out there for the game, are going to be joining us there. They're going to have drink specials. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a blast out there visiting the Chiefs Kingdom out there in Arizona.
Yeah, it's a great bar. It's in East Scottsdale. Chiefs Kingdom shows up every weekend there. Like I was
Nick
saying
Lowry,
last week. What's that?
Chiefs Hall of Famer Nick Lowry is scheduled to make an appearance
Yeah,
there around
yeah.
5 o'clock. It looked like maybe some of, like I said, our followers, a bunch of people we know are going to be out there. If you're going to be out there in the Phoenix area, you're looking for something to do Saturday around 4 o'clock, head on out to Pub Rock Live, check out our show, meet some fellow Chiefs Kingdom people. Like I said, they're going to have drink specials. I think they said they're going to have a cheesesteak food truck guy out there serving up some grub. Looking forward to that, dude. That's going to be dope. So
Yeah, we'll put a link in our descriptions here later to like directions to the place and just to their website and everything. So if you guys do live in Arizona, come on out.
for sure, we got our man Chris, my guy Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, Chris?
You. Yeah, if we were going to be driving, man, I would have you. I would take you with it, and you could be the chauffeur. Chris, one of my buddies, man. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on, Chris. Appreciate it. It's week 1's coming up, and we've talked about this before. It's a little bittersweet for me because I know that means summer is winding down, and we're kind of in the death throes of summer. That's my favorite season. But hey, summer's got to end. For whatever, it's got to end. Might as well have the consolation of football starting. Chiefs looking like they're ready. We talked about the preseason games in previous shows. The starting unit on offense scored a touchdown every drive, and the starting units on defense didn't give up a single point. You can't get better than that. I know the games don't count. And the Lions went 4-0 in the year they went 0-16 and what blah blah blah. But I would rather be going in talking about how good they looked than how bad they looked, and maybe there's work to do, right?
Right. No, yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. Like that's what you want. Like you can't put all your hopes and dreams on it. I would love to pin all my hopes and dreams on it if that was the case, right? Like if they looked like that and that's what they were, great. But yeah, you always have to add the caveat that it's a preseason game. They did look phenomenal, though, man. I'm so excited to go out and see what we have. I'm really anxious. I mean, our receiving core alone, it's just like a bunch of question marks to me. Like, is it going to just be like the hottest thing since I can't even remember like a receiving core that had this many receivers on it, this deep. Our backups are even like starting receiver like worthy. So
yeah, they look prepared. That's the thing is it's not just that they look good, but they didn't look clunky. You're worried there's a lot of new pieces. There are going to be people running wrong routes or missing protections, and you didn't see a lot of that. They didn't look like they were mostly new units in different parts of the field. And I think that's just a credit to the coaching staff and what Andy Reid's able to do. There's an old saying that proper preparation prevents poor performance. So that's all what you're looking for in the preseason. And now that's all tucked away and we're moving on. It's just now the games are going to count, for something. So it's just, can they translate that into the real game atmosphere? So. Sure.
Yeah. Obviously the outcomes of the games don't matter. I'm not worried about that. I just individual, like you said, the way they flowed and the way they looked, and new guys that were maybe question marks. The rookie Karlaftis, he got a sack in both games that he participated in. Right. New receivers, that's a big thing with the offense, the loss of the Cheetah. What's the passing attack going to look like? What are some of these new guys going to look like? Justin Watson, MVS, Juju. We didn't, unfortunately, get to see Juju, but he's a veteran player. So I anticipate him being ready to go. I'd rather let him get healthy than try to bring him out there. But new guys, Justin Watson looked great. Other guys, MVS looked great. Kelsey looked great. Mahomes looked great. Chris Jones got a sack. So
I read an interesting thing today. Sorry to cut you off. I read an interesting thing today that Mahomes spread the ball around to all these different receivers and everything. Scored all did so well in the preseason. Kelsey didn't even get a touchdown and all of that. So I mean, what do you guys think that means for the offensive scheme going forward? Do you think that's going to be the name of the game? Spread it around to everybody, or do you think there they have a couple aces up their sleeves. I mean, obviously Kelsey, is going to be like the guy they single out, like on a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. Like I would look to 87, but I mean, like I said, this receiving core is so deep, though. I don't know. Like it's a bunch of question marks for me. This is the most excited I've been for an offense in a while.
I think you're going to see Mahomes get into a groove, and he's going to find his guys that he gets more comfortable with. You've already seen it kind of start to form with Watson in a couple of preseason games where he knows they're going to be open and he'll find their numbers. But I think that the way that everybody's been playing the Chiefs, they're going to have to spread the ball around, right? I mean, we're still a question mark at running back. So there's probably not going to be stacking the box. They're going to have a lot of guys in coverage, and due to that, like they're going to have to, it's going to be an all team thing, because what we've seen is once we find 1 or 2 guys that are really good, then they basically like cover the top, double up those dudes, and then it's up to everybody else to get open. So I think you're going to see Mahomes do that, but I would say that after he starts to get a little bit more comfortable, you'll definitely see who his favorite targets are that he's going to be, going to more than others.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned Watson, because you definitely saw that starting to pop off right there at the end, right? Yep. Scott, what do you think for this offensive scheme? You think similar? Do you see any other breakthrough players?
Patrick Mahomes offered an apology through the media today or yesterday. I'm not sure when the video that I saw the video today, but I don't know if maybe it's been from the last couple of days or if it was from earlier today. But he kind of gave a preseason apology to fantasy football players for how much spreading around the ball he's going to be doing. So yes. Maybe if you haven't drafted yet, maybe fade some of the Chiefs receivers a couple rounds. I definitely see them moving the ball around, getting a lot of guys involved. That's what you saw in the preseason. McCole Hardman is a guy I'm really intrigued about.
Yeah.
Now that the Cheetah's gone, he's the veteran receiver on the team. So,
and he's only 4th on the depth chart. That's
yeah, and I don't know. That depth charts are funny, and they do things, and I don't know. He's a veteran guy. This is his year, put up or shut up. So he looked good towards the end of last year, and in the playoffs, he stepped up. He had his best season as far as receptions and yards go last year. Bulk of that coming in the final balance of the season, going into postseason. So I think he's got a chance to maybe crack that 1,000-yard. That I would really like to see him, because he knows the system. He's with Patrick. Something I saw too that you hadn't seen in previous season was he was working out with the guys in the off season, which is something he had drawn some criticism for in the past. So yeah, I'm looking for him. I'm hoping anyway that he has a breakout season.
Yeah.
As far as Patrick and Travis, that connection is going to be there. Those guys, you saw it in the 13-second drive. Those guys, it's almost like they can read each other's minds out there on the field.
Right.
And Patrick knows what Travis is going to do if a play breaks down or if a coverage shifts. Travis knows what Patrick wants him to do. And
some of the cooler heights from last year. Sorry again. Some of the cooler highlights from last year, Kelsey's sitting there on the line like, hey, I'm open, and they sit there and just like talk to each other in their cadences and stuff, and defense is none the wiser.
He's almost like a second quarterback out there. He's got a mind meld or something with Patrick. I don't know how they do that. You see those guys hanging out all the time in the offseason together too, so that helps chemistry. It's going to be interesting, and there's more unknowns probably.
Dude. I'm kind of hopeful of Sky Moore kind of breaking out. You know what I mean? I've heard a lot of talk. I mean, he had a lot of opportunity in the preseason. I think people are looking out for him though, so they tended to double cover him and play him pretty tight. But going back to that press conference you were mentioning, that was like music to my ears. I drafted Patrick Mahomes as my QB, so let's go Reaper. Yeah. What about the other side of the ball though on defense? You guys noticing anybody? Like, I mean, Scott already kind of mentioned Karlaftis getting his 2 sacks. Anybody else you'd like to see come up in this game specifically, have a breakout game, do really well?
The safety, the new guy, Justin Reed.
Justin Reed.
Yeah.
Replacing the Honey Badger back there. The defense to me is, and this isn't like necessarily groundbreaking or shattering take here on my part, but the defense is the more of the concern with me because they got a lot of new pieces, younger guys, the youth movement. Um, you just know with Travis and Patrick and Andy drawing up the plays that the offense is going to be good. I don't think there's any worry about the offense not being well, not performing, at least above average. So, yeah, the defense, I would like to see the new guys, Justin Reed, and maybe see how this Trent McDuffie does, the cornerback. We lost Charvarius Ward. You've got some guys. Rashad Fenton has been a guy that has been a backup for a couple of years who's got good numbers when he's played. But now he's going to be out there as a starter, snap after snap, down after down. So going to see how he adjusts to becoming, having a bigger role. New guy in the secondary, that's key to me.
Yeah.
That tandem of Reed and even Cook, the safety they drafted out of Cincinnati, I'm really going to be looking at see what that secondary looks like on defense. Nick?
I'm interested to see if Nick Bolton can emerge this year as an NFL superstar. He had all the makings and markings of it last year, and realistically, he probably would have got a lot more press if he played maybe for a larger market team or not opposite of Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. I think that some of his play got overshadowed, but I don't know if he finished with the most tackles, but at one point I think he was leading the NFL in tackles. So I'm really interested to see how he progresses. I'd like to see more out of Willie Gay this year. So maybe, we'll see some progression there now that I think Gay's in his third year. Bolton's in his second. So we should see these guys really, starting to understand Spags' system now that they've been in it for a few years, playing with these new pieces that they got. I'm just really looking for some strong play. Really also tightening up our run defense and really stopping that because I feel like that's been it's been a problem for too long on the defense, not being able to stop the run. So that's who I'm looking to see have a big year is Nick Bolton specifically.
Yeah, Scott kind of took my picks there with McDuffie in the back. I mean, I feel like I've said this before. I feel like that's our biggest gap right now, right? We're going to have a rookie in what was a veteran position, and we're playing some high caliber quarterbacks this year that are going to know exactly that guy's a rookie. And I bet you we see him get tested over and over and over again. So I'm hoping that he does well. I'm also kind of like, I'm really hopeful for the line. I want to see the pass rush actually be a thing now that we got Chris Jones some help. There's another dude on the line named Saunders. He had that big hit in preseason that he got called for roughing the passer, but that kid looks amazingly good. So I'm just hoping that our line is a little bit more aggressive than years past.
Such a bullshit penalty.
Yeah, that's Charmin soft right there. But they're protecting the quarterbacks. That's nothing new. Although it doesn't seem like Patrick Mahomes gets that protection that a lot of these upper echelon, top tier quarterbacks seem to get, like Rodgers and Brady and even Manning before he retired. So, I'm with you, Bo, there too. Like that was kind of where I was thinking about going. I wish I would have gone there so I didn't steal your thunder, but not be 29th in sacks.
Yeah, not be 29th overall in defense.
Yeah, let's not. Yeah, not
29th best team there is.
Right, not third from last. So, but some people would say there's only room to improve. When you're at the bottom, only place you can go is up. But
tell that to the Lions, huh?
Yeah, right. A lot of youth on this team, so it's not the Super Bowl team from a couple years ago. It's not. That's how many guys were on the team that were in that Super Bowl squad? Hardman, Patrick, Travis.
That's about it.
Right. I mean, so
even the line's different.
Maybe some guys on the O-line. I think Austin Ryder. He's on the practice squad now, I think.
There's such a big hoopla about us bringing back 20 and 22 Super Bowl starters, the run it back here. Right. And it's like now all those dudes are gone. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be new. It's going to be fresh. But I think if anybody's up to the challenge, number 15 is. So
That's like a great segue, though, right? Because it's like we're talking about the big question marks of the season. I don't know if you guys were watching any of the media this week, but these are some of the going across the bottom. These are some of the quotes that were thrown out there on major channels like ESPN and everything. One being the Chiefs won't make the playoffs, right? That was a quote thrown out there.
Who was that? Was
Andy
that Bart?
West doesn't fear Mahomes anymore.
Yeah, that was
And
Bart
then Andy
Scott,
Reid
right?
was fired in Philadelphia for a reason. So they don't think that he's going to do it well this year. I mean,
Yeah.
can the media be any more disrespectful to the Chiefs at this point? Is it just because we don't have that Super Bowl team that they're writing us off? Like, I don't. These quotes like blew me away.
Well, first of all, that was Bart Scott, right?
Yep.
Consider the source there. That dude's a Chiefs hater and an Andy Reid hater for whatever reason. I don't get it. Yeah, it seems like there's that disrespect going on, but I've also seen some guys that, like Chris Sims was like, I mean, I'm taking the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl still. Just
Right.
standing sharp. I tweeted out a video on that was like kind of like a clip. I don't want to say highlight from Undisputed because I don't think they have highlights on that show, but it was a clip, and they were saying who is emerging as the next great quarterback under the age of 30, and it had Dak and it had Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert, and Shannon's like, hold up, man, like is Patrick not playing anymore? Like where y'all been at, dude? Like this dude's resume is untouched. He's like 4 AFC championship games, 2 Super Bowls, a Super Bowl win, a Super Bowl MVP, a league MVP. He was like, y'all not watching anymore? Have you not been paying attention? So there's definitely that hatred. And it's that we saw it in the 90s with the Cowboys, and you saw it in the 80s with the 49ers, and even more recently with the Patriots dynasty. Everybody wants to be the first one to declare the king dead, and everybody wants to see a different team on top. You're seeing some of that with Patrick now too. He was the media darling when he was first year starter, 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards. Is he the greatest of all time? You had even some of these guys that are trashing him now couldn't get, they couldn't get online or on TV fast enough to praise and talk about how great he was. So I think a little bit of people are just tired of seeing the Chiefs win and seeing Patrick Mahomes just dominate the league the way he has.
Right. Nick, I got to ask you. So I didn't put it in here, but Rich Eisen picked the Raiders to win the AFC West championship. I mean, like,
yeah, he's hedged the shit out of it, but he's still saying he's picking them. I mean, whatever. He's a Jets fan. That's all you got to say.
Right.
Just
Yeah,
doesn't have
wishing he
enough
could get
sense
to
to
the
not be a
Raiders.
Jets fan.
Nick, media disrespect, is it real? Is it motivation for the team? Is it overblown? Where's it coming from? What do you think?
Well, it's definitely overblown. I think that, conflict gets clicks. Saying counter things gets clicks. It gets people angry. It gets them talking about stuff. And so I think some of it is manufactured specifically for that purpose. Not that they really are stating their opinions, but they're just trying to, get eyeballs on their content. Because anybody that has half a brain can look at the last 4 years of work and know that until somebody proves otherwise, the Chiefs are the team to beat.
Right? Hasn't the worst Patrick done is a loss in the AFC Championship game as a starter?
Yeah.
Period, right?
Never not played in the AFC Championship game at home.
And he's
Yeah.
old. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's what it is. It's manufactured. It's people that either don't like the team and just don't want to admit that they don't like the team, or it's people that are just trying to get eyeballs. I mean, I don't think that if any of those people, you talk to them outside of their shows, maybe they really do think that, but I just really have a hard time believing that there's that many people that are looking at a team that has done what they've done over the last 4 seasons and still maintain their starting quarterback, Hall of Fame tight end, and Hall of Fame head coach, and gone, oh yeah, no, they're going to significantly fall off. I mean, if Tyreek Hill's
It
so
just-
great, how come everybody's not picking the Dolphins to go to the Super Bowl?
Right.
If it was all Tyreek Hill and the Chiefs are going to be shitty now and they're going to regress totally, how come everybody's not sitting there saying, "Oh, well, the Dolphins are going to, go to the AFC Championship game"? I haven't heard one person say it.
It's that
So you know
gross
that they don't believe it.
three-letter word. Everybody knows it. Tua. That's
Yeah.
why they're not picking it. But that's what baffles me, right? We have Patrick Mahomes. Like we said this last week. If you're going to play that game, would you rather have Patrick Mahomes or your quarterback? Pick any team. There's going to be like maybe 2 or 3 teams that might turn that down. But I mean, even then, some of their quarterbacks might be a little old, and they might be like, you know what, we take Patrick. Actually, he's the best player in football. And then we also have Andy Reid. Like, he's been to the playoffs every year as a coach for the Chiefs. Like, why would you expect differently? He's the only coach to win 100 games with 2 teams. Like, I don't understand where these takes are. They must be like the hottest take. They must be like hurting for viewers or something to say stuff. But like, man, that's to say like the Chiefs won't even make the playoffs. Like, come on. Like, how are you getting paid millions of dollars to be on TV and have that take?
And when 7 teams make the playoffs,
Right.
yeah, you're essentially saying they're going to be in the lower half, right?
There's 7 teams in the AFC better than the Chiefs, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
No. Like, no. Even if you think the Chargers, even if you think the Chargers and the Broncos and the Raiders are going to be better than the Chiefs, and maybe the Bills, that's only 4. Who are the other 3? Yeah.
Exactly.
And like Shannon said, reminded me when you said, what's the worst he's done? Losing in the AFC Championship game as a starter? His down year, and Shannon alluded to this and said, think about this, let this sink in, people at home. His bad year, his down year was 4,800 yards and 37 touchdown passes. Like, think about that. Like that's his bad year. So
right. Most teams would love to have that.
Oh, you did. 37 touchdown passes is, I mean, that's.
Well, it was the Chiefs' record for like almost 50 years, right?
Yeah, 32, I think, was Len Dawson.
30 or 32, Len Dawson. So his down year was better than any quarterback we've had in 50 years.
Right, and even the 37 touchdowns. I'd like to go back and look and see how many quarterbacks have had 37 touchdown pass seasons in the last like 3 seasons or 4 seasons since he's been. I bet there's less than 10 in the last. 37 touchdown passes is a lot of touchdown passes.
I can think of 6 that were dropped in the end zone and or intercepted from the same pass. You know what I mean? Just like should have easily been 40.
Sure. Oh yeah, no doubt. And again, that was with teams playing. I don't even want to call it too deep cloud. It was like too deep heaven protection. They were playing 50 yards deep to stop the Chiefs from getting big plays and touchdowns, and the dude still almost threw up 40. It's absurd. But again, you are seeing some people out there now that the season is getting closer going, I'm picking the Chiefs. I'm not picking against the Chiefs. So, I don't know. It's whatever. It's
part of it could just be that they're remembering that half a game at the end of the AFC Championship. I think memories are short, right? And people are like, well, now he doesn't even have Tyreek. Right. If you want to say that they're legitimately think that, I mean, the Bills at one point were looking like they were going to miss the playoffs last year. Now everybody's acting like they're the super team that's totally, invincible. And right. I mean, I remember Scott saying, well, I'm not ready to throw dirt on the Bills yet. They might still make the postseason. And now everybody's acting like they went, 16-1 and then only barely lost, to it's crazy.
And
if you watch TV, they're the unbeatable team. Like they're gonna go 17-0 this year. They're picked to win everything. It's weird.
That Bills team, that wasn't week 4 or week 5 where they were the 8th, seed and out of the playoffs. That was with 3 or 4 weeks left in the season. They lost to the Jags.
Yeah.
And were out of the playoffs. And what have they done different? Got a 35-year-old Von Miller who, kudos to, I want to say it was Lance the Outspoken on Twitter, said, that Von Miller had a half a sack more than Frank Clark last year with 4.5 sacks. Like,
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, who had 1 catch in the playoff game last year. I don't. Their running backs were the running backs. Zach Moss and some rookie Dalvin Cook's little brother. I don't. Yeah, that. And you're going to see it. And I've been calling it, and it was amazing to me. It took so long, but Lamar Jackson, the injury bug caught up with him with the rushing last season. Josh Allen is
Josh
in that
Allen's the same way.
He's in that same category. The
Yeah.
Cam Newton,
Lots
Lamar
of
Jackson,
runs. Yeah.
running quarterback, taking those hits and that beating. It's going to catch up to him at some point. So, yeah, this conference is it's right there for the Chiefs just as much as it is any of these other contenders.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
So, looks like we got 9 or 10 people in the comments. Just tell us what you think about Chiefs haters. Where's it coming from? What do you think? Maybe just tell them to STFU. I don't know. I kind of just started tuning all that stuff out. We got Chris. He's getting in here with his prediction, 27-24 Sunday. I'll take that.
Ooh, I like it.
That sounds like a
close.
My blood pressure would like a little bit more comfortable margin of victory.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out there at the game, but we'll be giving we're going to get to the Chiefs Kingdom Live, the CKL poll here in a little bit about win totals, and we'll give our predictions for the win totals. And then the three of us, we're going to save our game prediction for the show Saturday from Pub Rock there in Scottsdale, the season kickoff party. Looks like Kayla's in the house. Yeah, it's a Cat Williams, right? Yeah, that might be the comment of the show right there. If you don't have haters, you're not doing it right. What is it, Cat Williams?
Yeah.
You need haters.
Yeah.
Everybody needs haters, man. So, yeah. No, thanks for joining, Kayla. Good to see you again this week. That's right. I don't have anything to add to that. That's succinctly put by Kayla. So, speaking of the Chiefs Kingdom Live poll, you guys want to get into that? And
Sure.
This week's poll was, what win totals, everybody? How you feeling for the season, for the regular season 2022? Starts Sunday in Glendale, Arizona against the Arizona Cardinals. You only get 4 selections, so I tried to finagle I couldn't put 1 through 17 because it doesn't give you 17 options for the poll. You only get 4, but I think we had 30 or 40 votes on that. So putting it up there, get on the record. So, yeah, 11 or fewer, and then 12, 13, 14 or more. I thought that was kind of a good range of where people would pick, and it's kind of a realistic. I didn't know how many people, if I went like 17, 16, 15, 14. I don't know anybody that thinks the Chiefs are going to go 17-0 or even like 16-1 with this schedule. The schedule is pretty tough. A lot of playoff teams.
20-0.
Oh, yeah, I know Nick said 20-0, but there's only 17 regular season games. But I'll take 20-0.
No,
They'll go 20-0 before the playoffs.
Yep.
That's
So
not good there.
looks like got about half the respondents going with 12. So that would be 12-5 record. That's a good record with the Chiefs schedule and the competition that they're facing this year.
Who do you think the 5 losses are? Like, we can talk about this. Like, I can kind of the obvious ones are maybe like Tampa, maybe a San Francisco.
I don't think San Francisco with Trey Lance. I'm not worried about that game. That should be a win.
Maybe Buffalo, but we kind of just did that. I mean, if Buffalo is that strong, maybe, but
yeah, we beat them 3 out of 4 years. We beat them 3 out of 4 games over the last 2 seasons. 2 of those were playoff wins. So I'm not super worried about that. I think you could see a division game or 2, maybe jump up and nip you, the Chargers and the Broncos. But the Chiefs have been good. I'm not worried about the Raiders. Going back to Bart Scott and some of these, he said, the Raiders always play the Chiefs tough.
yeah.
Just a reminder that the Chiefs have won 13 of the last 15 against the Raiders. and they beat them by a combined 66-point margin last season in 1 year. That's 6 touchdowns. That's 3 touchdowns a game. So,
and then in those 15 games you're talking about, the overall score is like 400 and something to 200 and something.
Yeah.
It's not close by any means. They don't
No.
struggle.
Patrick Mahomes has an undefeated record on the road in the division since becoming a starter. For his career, not in the last 2 seasons, not for 1 season, for his career, he's never lost on the road to a division opponent. And hell, the only time he's lost at home has been a couple of games where he scored 40 and the defense completely just was a no-show against the Raiders. The game against the Chargers, where they had the lead in the 4th quarter, and they were moving the ball down the field needing a touchdown, and Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill were both tackled at the goal line. There at the end of the game, no call there.
Yeah.
I mean, the other division losses, it's insane since Andy Reid's gotten here, even before Patrick. The dude is just saying he's owned the division isn't even given. He's ruled over the division.
No, so here's some facts to back that up, right? So Patrick Mahomes' stats since 2018 in week 1 alone, he's 4-0, right? He's had 1,182 yards passing, 13 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and a passer rating of 133.7. Now, I'd say that's pretty good.
Right. Right. So, yeah, I mean, there's, it's funny, like, it's almost like people, like, you got to try and find lists that don't have Patrick Mahomes as number 1 the last 4 years. But,
so the way they put stats these days, right? They're like, first 50 games, first 100 games, and they have that little, that little asterisk up there, and you're like, he's number 1 on most of them. Now, like, it has to get like to be a really weird stat for somebody like Justin Herbert or somebody to like break a new stat, right? Like, it's like first 50 games with
there's like a lot of qualifiers on those stats now, right?
Under a double I formation on the West Coast, west of the Mississippi.
Right. Yeah, and Thursday night games in the Mountain Time Zone against non-conference opponent,
non-primetime game.
Like, you just keep adding these qualifiers on there forever, and it's almost like they got to do like the ticker along the bottom. That's how many qualifiers they have to find any kind of meaningful stat that anybody is better than Patrick Mahomes at. I think I talked about in the show we did last week. It was a tweet CBS Sports put out. Patrick Mahomes, since becoming a starter, most wins in the NFL, most touchdown passes, most passing yards.
Yeah, there's not a lot of pre-qualifiers there, right?
No.
Wasn't it second or third in touchdowns too? Right? Wasn't he second to Tom Brady in touchdowns?
No, he was number 1 in touchdowns. Touchdown passes, he was number 1 since he became a starter. So
I thought I saw that too. There was something he was second in too. It was first, second, first. But anyway.
Yeah.
He's fucking good.
Second on there. But if you're watching and you're in the comments right now, give us your win total. How many games to win? Get on the record. How many games the Chiefs are going to win this year?
What's your record? Let's get on the record. What's your prediction there, Scott? How many wins do we get this year?
Man, I've been vacillating back and forth between 12 and 13.
You've been doing what back and forth?
With the
Are you not wearing pants right now?
We're gonna get cut off of YouTube.
No, I mean I am wearing pants, but
I'm been vacillating.
Not most weeks I'm not. But,
word of the day: toilet paper. That's a good word, man.
I don't know why I'm worried about the schedule. I mean, I'm not worried about the schedule. It's just factoring in. I would say 13 without a doubt, but when you look at how many playoff teams, but how many times have you done that where you thought a schedule was going to be tough, and then 3 or 4 teams that were really tough from the year before, their starting quarterback gets hurt or they don't win as much and they regress. So I'm going to be bold. I'm going to go on the record. I'm going to say 13-4.
I'm going 14-3.
Nick's going. Nick got one up.
Well, I got all that confidence in having not seen them actually play and not freaking out about defense or anything yet. So I just think that they're a solid team. I think that like you said, there's a lot of people that on paper are not going to be as good as they were anticipating them being, and that's really what's driven down some of the win totals. So, I mean, I see 14-3, maybe 13-4 if they 13 wins has the 1 seed locked up like in the last week of the season. Maybe they sit and lose a game that they don't give a shit about. But I think that this team is capable of doing that when they play to their potential. So that's my overly optimistic Chiefs fan take. 14 wins.
Kayla getting in there in the comments saying she hopes we get as many as the defense
Yeah,
allows
same
us
thing.
to. 15, hopefully.
Right.
I like the optimism on that one.
Yeah, 15. That's a good number. We'll take that.
I was listening to Arrowhead Pride's podcast this week, and they had the Chiefs starting out at 3-4, man. And I was just like, what team are you? Did you watch this preseason? Like, what have you been watching the past 4 years, man? Like, losing 4 of our first 7 just kind of seems unrealistic in my opinion. But I could see us losing 4 total. Like I obviously I'm a little biased here. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, 13 wins. Yeah. I'm with Scott. I see like a divisional opponent sneaking up on us that we're overlooking, or that very last game in the season when you kind of like all the playoff spots are kind of there. And if you have one secured, it's kind of like a give up game anyway. So, yeah, that'd be my prediction there.
I mean, if the Chiefs win 13 games in the AFC, they're going to be the 1 seed, and they're going to be hosting playoff games. It'll be theirs to lose again. So, be happy. I'd be happy with 12 too, though. I mean, 12 wins would be good. If the Chiefs won 15, that would be a single season record, right? Because I don't think they ever went 15-1. Yeah, Matt's in the comments. Scotty knows about haters. Yeah, I do. You're right. Trust me. Kind of surprised we haven't heard from the ultimate hater yet, Lainey R. I don't know where she's at, but she's not a Chiefs hater, but she's definitely
she's writing a manifesto about why Peyton Manning is an awful human being.
Right. Just off subject, you just said Peyton Manning. It reminded me. Did you all see the picture of the new UPS vehicles that they're putting out there? And it's got the windshield that's like super tall. And someone put out there, shout out to the Postal Service for their paying homage to Peyton Manning with the new delivery vehicles. And they had a picture of Peyton Manning's forehead. It was funny as hell. I'll have to go back and find it and send it out on the Twitter.
Got all that brain in there,
Right. Yeah. Omaha, right? That's God. But yeah, no, that was pretty funny. Old Peyton. Yeah, it was definitely a Peyton hater. So yeah, I don't know where Laney's at, but if you're watching, get in here, send us a comment. Let us know how many wins you think the Chiefs are good for this year. I don't see the Raiders or the Broncos getting past 10 or 11 wins. Maybe the Chargers could, but they've already started with their injury, like that J.C. Jackson.
No, I didn't hear this. I've been doing moving stuff, so.
Yeah, I think this came out last week. Their big free agent signing in the secondary, the corner from New England, he's out 2 to 3, 4 weeks, which I think it said actually out 3, which means he would miss week 2 at Arrowhead against the Chiefs. So that's going to be a big game. Chiefs need to win that game. Yeah, Matt.
Got that horse head.
Right.
Horse Teeth Jr.
Right. Him and John Elway, which is kind of funny that they both played in Denver. It was like they had to go out and find another dude that looked like a horse to play quarterback there. And what do they call it? Bronco country. Let's ride. Russell Wilson. Dude.
They got another one that looks just like a horse to fill in the shoes, huh? That's funny.
Yeah, exactly. But so I'm on the record as 13. Bo's on the record with 13. Nick's on the record with 14. So
Matt Damon, fortune favors the bold.
Jeez. That's a lot of wins, fellas, we're asking there.
That's going to be a fun season.
Mahomes
be
is
a fun
pissed. I'm
season.
telling you guys.
I believe it, dude. Like watching him in preseason, spread it around like that. Like there's no reason to believe he's not going to just do that to every single team and leave every defense just baffled at what they just saw.
Right. Yeah,
One can hope.
Right. Yeah. And opening, I don't want to. We're going to break down the game against Arizona. Oh, see, there's Laney right there. Popping up in the comments.
Oh,
Let's see, Matt and Laney. How many wins? Get on the record. Mile high forehead. That's pretty good, Matt. Shit, it's 2 miles high.
Matt went in the comments section over there.
Yeah, Matt's winning the comments section. So, yeah, Matt, Laney, how many wins? Let's see. Throw it up in the comments. I don't know if Chris is still watching. He's been quiet. Looks like we got PJ in here. He's getting on there. 13 wins. Bill's overrated. I hear you there.
Completely agree with that.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Chiefs have beat the Bills. They played them 4 times the last 2 years, and they beat them 3 out of 4. And 2 of those were in the playoffs. And the one they lost was a weird early season Sunday night game where I think they had a pick 6 where Tyreek Hill dropped a catch in there. Big Doug.
Big Doug.
Shut down this year.
Big
Right.
Doug.
Love
Big
the name.
Doug. Big Doug's getting in there. How many wins, Big Doug? Let's see it. 12, 13, 14, 15. Bo and I are on the record with 13. Nick's on the record with 14. So we had Kayla in here earlier going big, saying she thought maybe 15 was possible. 15.
Pretty good number.
Patrick's number.
Yeah.
Like it.
15, huh?
Big Doug, 13, popular number.
Guys, I don't know. What do you think about the run game? What run game?
Who cares about
You got the passing game.
The best run game is a good passing game.
You mean our defense?
I know, Nick, you're a little sour about not getting to go to the game Sunday with Bo and I, but at least you'll be able to watch the game in peace without me complaining every time they hand the ball off, saying, why don't you just pass it on every down?
God damn it, we're up the middle on 1st and 10. I hear that every time in your voice.
You can just, when you watch the game with Scott, you can literally just feel it when they hand the ball off, especially when it goes for 2 yards up the middle. He's just like,
you watch enough games with Scott, you start hearing him in your head. You hear the God damn it.
Billy Madison when Chris Farley's on the bus and they hit him with a sandwich. That's Scott whenever we run the ball.
Right, I got to take double blood pressure medicine dose on game day. But how many times do you see it? They run it for 1 yard on 1st down, then they run it for 2 yards on 2nd down, and it's 3rd and 7, and Patrick passes it for a 16-yard gain. Dude, just do that on 1st down.
Right.
Anyway, we don't need to
Flip the
get
play
into
calling a little bit. But, dude, that's why we signed Burton, right? He's the only one that's going to get you those 2 yards when you need it. I don't feel like any of the running backs we have in the back are, guaranteed you're going to get 2 yards here. Or, you know what I mean? Or a yard even now.
Laney's in here, 14 wins. There we go.
I'm just impressed you pointed to the right side of the screen.
There you go, Matt. We'll just say it, 13, man. Don't be scared. I mean, it's not a crime to be wrong. We always have our punching bag, the Raiders, exactly, who always play us tough, according to ESPN, which I don't know if you caught that part earlier, but
They played us real tough in the logo game.
yeah, can't elude hand tackles. He's on the job, all right. He's
funny.
on the hot seat. He's on the hot seat. I scooped up Jerick McKinnon for my Dynasty League thing this year. Jerick McKinnon is going to be the starting running back by week 4. You heard it here first on CKL.
Dude, that's not far-fetched. It might be too far into the season, though, with your prediction.
I'm with you.
We're going to need production, and I'm looking at him or Pacheco, honestly. I don't think Rojo or CEH are the guys.
No. Yeah, no. I don't want to talk about Rojo anymore. Matt's in here. True, but Andrew likes to toss crazy crap around. He does. and he gets these wacky plays. But hey, we all love him when they work, and then we all crucify the guy when they don't work. So
Yeah, that's part of the fun.
I may have suggested Andy Reid be fired when he QB sneaked Patrick Mahomes in the Denver game and he dislocated his kneecap for putting Patrick in harm's way. So that's emotions get the best of us during the games, especially me. But yeah, so week 1 coming up. I'm loving it. Everybody in the comments being optimistic. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it now. I'm getting pumped now. And I wish I would have said 14 because everybody's saying 13, but I'll stick with 13. I'm on the record. We're not going to go back and doctor or edit any of the tape.
The water's fine on this end of the pool.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure. But, you know, and here's the thing. Again, like the Chiefs started 3-4 last year, right, Bo? And they ended up still winning, 12 games? So
yeah.
They get a bulk of the hard games, and they get a lot of the tough contests or what you think are going to be tough games at home.
You get them early too,
right? I don't want to get too much into the week 1 game, but the Arizona game. I don't know if Arizona's a playoff team. So, yeah.
Now we can get into the Arizona game a little bit. I don't want to divulge too much into it. We're gonna have a show on Saturday in Arizona about the game, so we'll definitely put more then. But we can kind of just jump into it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they win that game. If they start 1-0, they're gonna go 1-4 in the next 5. No, they're not going 1-4 in any 5-game stretch this season. That's not happening. Right. I bet good money that doesn't happen. So, looks like we got Matt's back in here. I might just remember that, Scott, as far as fire Andy. And that was obviously venting, and I was emotional about seeing Patrick Mahomes laying on his back on the field. My stomach dropped out of my body when I saw that happen. Big Doug's back in here, looks like.
No, you got to commend Andy Reid for, though. I will give him this. He has not ran a quarterback since
right.
Patrick Mahomes dislocated his knee, right? And
every once in a while, I'm like, it's going to be a great play to sneak it because nobody's expecting it, and Scott just gives me he just looks at me like,
you're 100% right, though. But no, right? No, you can't do it.
Yeah, I don't like to see that. Big Doug. Part of that 3-4 was Super Bowl hangover. We're not starting 3-4 this year, right? And our defense was awful those weeks.
Atrocious.
We had receivers that were alley-ooping the ball to defenders.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
We had Dan Sorensen playing safety. We just didn't know what we were doing at the beginning of the year last year.
Hey, don't ever say an unkind word about Dan Sorensen in my presence.
I don't see the Chiefs going 3-4 in any 7-game stretch during the season, let alone right out of the gate. You gave Patrick Mahomes week 1 numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, if Reggie Jackson was Mr. October, Patrick Mahomes is Mr. September. I mean, he might have 1 interception as a starter in the month of September. He's undefeated, I want to say. I don't.
Well, last year was so atypical for an Andy Reid team. I mean, if you recall, I think the year before we set the record for the most consecutive years going 4-0 to start a season.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it's because he kind of comes up with these new offensive plays and new schemes and new wrinkles and old stuff that the league is unaware of. And so you'll see these things in September that come out and you're like, oh my God, that's new. And then you'll start seeing people adjust to it. And that they typically, if they're going to have a slump, it's typically after, week 4 or 5. So yeah.
With Andy, every year is new and crazy. You never know what you'll see, especially week 1 and week 2. He's always got some super uber creative, outside the box play design, and you see something you've never seen them do on offense before. Week 1 catches teams off guard. So,
my heart just jumped a little bit. I know we're going to see a behind the back pass, dude. I'm still still preparing myself for it. Like, oh my God, I just got to like
Embrace it. Embrace it. It's going to be to a wide open guy. Okay. That's the thing. So it's going to be to a wide open receiver. He's not going to be throwing back behind the back passes in traffic or anything like that. I mean, the guy could. He can hit the crossbar from 30 yards behind the back. So, I mean, he could hit a receiver, I'm sure.
think linemen in the end zone wide open.
Could be.
There are those certain plays where like a tight end will peel off, but man, behind the back.
Right. They got Nick Allegretti, a thick 6 last year, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a Creed Humphrey touchdown. Maybe we see that this year. Maybe an Orlando Brown. And you could have some really good play names with Orlando Brown or Creed Humphrey, you know. You could have like, look at this touchdown pass instead of look at this order with the Creed angle. You know, you could have like Orlando's 21 or something, like the old nightclub. There's all kinds of stuff you could do.
Bad Orlando Brown.
Yeah, there you go. So
for the Jim Croce fans out there in the audience.
Right. We're gonna see some creative plays. We're gonna see some wild stuff. They come out of the gate firing and showing off and putting things on tape for teams to worry about and game plan for sure. Bo, same here. I'm ready. White knuckling some calls. Oh yeah, that's
it. I just saw it too much on social media in training camp, in preseason warm-ups, just this behind the back flick. I don't know. They might not even bring it out. You know what I mean? Like that Rose Bowl parade, right? Like I remember seeing that at a training camp thing and like, that was weird. And then the Super Bowl, there it is, right? Like they didn't run it all year. So
on 4th down.
4th and goal, Super Bowl on the line, behind the back pass.
Oh my God.
Sign me up, dude. Like
oh no, dude,
I can see the picture already.
Yeah.
Can't get my head out of it.
Bro, Chiefs Kingdom it'll melt down. Twitter will lock up. The internet will cease to work if that happens. But getting a little ahead of ourselves there, talking about the Super Bowl before we played Week 1. But
this is good.
We got some game picks here. We're gonna picks, and then we're gonna do some more Saturday. But you guys want to get into game picks or?
Well, we hold off on that until Saturday. We're already at like an hour here.
Okay.
Or let's not do it.
Let's not do it. We'll hold off. So.
Well, we're gonna do like last year. We'll keep track of all of them. We'll make a bet or a wager between 3 of us. We didn't really do anything last year, but we'll make it.
No, we didn't. Who ended up winning last year? I don't even remember.
You did.
Oh, that's right. I remember now.
Yeah,
I'm sure I came in last. Nick got second. You won by like
you guys snuck into last place trying to beat Scott. I think
I won by like 2 games. It was so close.
Yeah.
I had Bo fooled there. He was like, "Oh, you did, Scott." I was like, "Had him hooked." I remember who won. You think
I was letting the viewers know. I know we all know who won.
Yep. See if I can repeat. And like most things in my life, I won when there was no prize or any kind of reward on the line. So I still lost anyway. But
that's bragging rights, man. And in that group or in this group, that's pretty invaluable.
Puff your chest out, right? Stand tall. I was the Chiefs Kingdom Live season picks winner, but yeah, a little bit of an interesting twist with the gambling legalized in Kansas. Sports gambling went into effect 9/1. You can go to Hollywood Casino right now and throw down some scratch on some games. There,
you guys make me bets.
I might, man. I'm running out of time before we head.
Yeah, I was gonna say, weren't you gonna pick up the Chiefs when they were only 3-point favorites, Scott?
Yeah, I don't know how much that's moved. I haven't looked.
It's like 6.5 and 6 points now, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's a little steep. I should have got out there and got on that at 3 for sure. But
you get on that Super Bowl bet. They're not favored still. I don't think. I think Buffalo's favored.
Right, Hollywood Casino caught me slipping. It's moved up to 6. So, but yeah, I don't know. Gambling's a weird thing. I hate losing money, man. So like,
Yeah.
Hey, we'll
I
break
go to
down the game
casino
more
every-
on Saturday, obviously, but I think that's a pretty good bet to make, even with the spread being at 6 points, man. There's
Right.
a lot of
We
holes
got
in
our
that
guy John.
Arizona
We got our guy
defense.
John B in the house.
What's up, John?
What's up, John? We're gonna go, John. We're gonna go take care and do some work for you on that division rival Arizona Cardinals for you, Week 1, buddy. Go out there and do you a favor. So, I'd like to know what John V thinks. How many wins for the Chiefs this year? You kind of missed that part of the show, John, but the consensus has kind of been 13 wins. What are you thinking, John? As an outside, unbiased
And
opinion.
for anyone questioning my facts and stats, I get all of my information from Nick on the Locker Room Rant. So he can let you know how accurate he is on all of his stats.
I was just disappointed. I don't know if he did the gritty yesterday, but I didn't get to see it. So John V was witness to me. I pulled a Skip Bayless. I was checking some stuff on our YouTube account, and I saw that they were live, and I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot that they're on." And so like I pulled it up and I started commenting, and then I realized I was under the Chiefs Kingdom Live YouTube account. Forgot to switch.
That's
to
okay.
the but
That's okay.
yeah, no, it was good to see. John was poking at Tony a little bit about the Chiefs there, so so it was a good time.
Yeah. How many wins? The regular season record for the Chiefs, John. How many wins do you think the Chiefs record this year? That's, like I said, John V. He's the king of Ohio Niners fans. He's like I said, he doesn't wear the red and yellow glasses like we do here on Chiefs Kingdom Live. So how many wins, John? 12, 13, 14? Yeah, if you're getting your info from Nick, you might not want to cite that source.
He's an expert on every team. What are you talking about? He's the go-to guy for information on anybody.
I think
Yeah, he's so
Matt's
funny.
talking about this Nick, not the other Nick.
Whoa, John V.
9 wins. John.
Can we lock people out of the comments section?
Damn, John.
What button
That's all
on
right, man.
StreamYard do we?
Making the playoffs. Well, yeah, I mean, I hope so.
At 9 wins, that would be like a wild card spot, though.
9 and 8.
9 wins. How many
He's one of
wins
those
you
guys
got?
that has San Francisco beating them. What is it, like week 4 or whatever, week 6,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah, Trey Lance beating Patrick Mahomes. I don't know about that.
There's
Hey,
like 20 to 31 reasons why that won't happen.
How many wins? How many wins for your Niners, John? How many wins for the 49ers then? I'm interested to know what you got to say for your squad there. And for those of you who don't know John V, I think everybody knows John V at this point, but he's our buddy from Locker Room Rant. He gets on Shant Club NFL with us during the football season too. So he's a good dude. Check out his Locker Room Rant show. It's funny as hell. I apologize.
Tuesday nights.
A couple weeks, but John V is a little less optimistic than Chiefs Kingdom. Hey man, wild card team, you're in the playoffs. 9 to 10. Okay, well he's got 9 to 10 for his team too. So
I'm a little bit more optimistic for both of our teams. I can see the Niners doing pretty well this year too. Once they get that QB thing settled and put in the past, I can see them marching over a ton of teams.
Yeah, the defense is going to be. They got a rookie quarterback, Trey Lance. So
they've got the two things that'll help a young quarterback, right? They've got a good defense and a good run game.
Yeah.
I mean, that got Dak Prescott like hundreds of millions of dollars, right?
Yep.
So.
Yeah, for sure. But all right. Well, yeah, I don't know. We've been about an hour here. You guys want to wrap this up? And
yeah. Just to remind everybody, we're going to be doing another show on Saturday, probably around 4 p.m. Mountain Time, so 5 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. West.
Yeah, I think they're 2 hours behind Central right now. So because they
on
do the
Pacific time then.
Right. So 4 it'll be like 3 o'clock California time, and it'll be 6 o'clock Central, 7 Eastern, I believe. But we'll tweet out a link ahead of time and let everybody know what time that's going. And I turn on the notifications, and you don't have to worry about what time it starts because your phone will tell you. We have the technology, as they used to say in 6 Million Men. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to meeting some of the people that are going to be out there at Pub Rock out there in Scottsdale. Looking forward to going to State Farm Field. Is that what it's called right now? Out there in Arizona?
Yeah,
I believe that's State Farm.
Yes, I think so too.
Out there in Glendale, Arizona. Pretty dope facility. I was looking it up because I was wanting to see
The
what
Super Bowl is.
Yeah, that's where the Super Bowl's at. I was wanting to look it up because I was trying to think of capacity of it, and they said that I'm trying to think. That said it was 2002 that thing was built, 2004. So I can't believe it's that old already.
Yeah, I lived out there in like 2006, and it was up the whole retracting field and
Yeah.
everything. So yeah,
I was saying it was a little bit newer than that, but it was state of the art. I mean, it was top of the line, every bell and whistle that you could have in a stadium. So I'm definitely doing all my insurance premiums in that stadium. There you go. Yeah. No, I've never had State Farm, but let's hope Patrick goes out there and gives the Arizona Cardinals the Patrick Price in State Farm Stadium Sunday in Glendale. That's a blast, man. Looking forward to that. It'll be my second. Well, I've been to more than one road game, but I've been to like 3 or 4 road games, but they were all St. Louis. So this will be my second stadium to see the Chiefs in as far as like a road venue. And I was hoping for a little bit later in the year when it was cold here and not blistering hot out there. I saw it's going to be 70s here in KC this weekend and hundreds out there. Yeah. They didn't do me any favors, the NFL scheduling committee, so I have to write them a letter and let them know that I'm not too happy about them scheduling Arizona game week 1, which I'm sure they will be overly concerned and upset about and in a hurry to get back to me and apologize. But
It's nice to have that kind of pull,
It is. But yeah, everybody that joined us, thanks for watching. Again,
yes, thank you.
We've been getting lots of views. Nick's been doing the little bite-sized short clips that have been getting that get a lot of traction and been getting views. We've been getting subscribers. We're trying to get to 1,500 followers on Twitter. I was hoping to get there before week 1, before Sunday. Don't know if we can get there, but
we're close. We only need 100 more, man. It's close.
100 more.
Yeah.
It's what? Wednesday, Sunday's 5 days. That's 20 a day. We should be able to pull 20 new followers a day. And we're going to do a little bit of like a little Patrick Mahomes themed giveaway to a lucky random follower once we get to that 1,500. So click like, click subscribe. It helps us out. We appreciate it. We have a lot of fun doing this. We got PJ in here. Go Chiefs, yeah. We're getting close.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It's right around the corner. So, Bo, Nick, anything you guys want to say before we jump off here?
No, man. Like you said, we're close to 1,500 followers on Twitter. We're getting close to 150 on YouTube. So please like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. Help us out. Help us beat those algorithms. Get us small channels up and viewable. And thanks for everybody who commented today.
Yeah, Nick?
Yeah, just travel safe to both of you guys. I'm looking forward to, meeting some new people. By you guys going down there to put the show on at a live event, live venue. Make sure that you say hi to Nick Lowry for me. Say Nick says hi, Nick, and be like, which Nick? And you just be like, well, it's Nick.
You said you would know.
Yeah, he said you'd know. So no, it's just travel safe. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm just echo what you guys are saying. I know that sometimes when you share videos that are like an hour and 15 hour and 20 minutes long, like with your friends, are like, yeah, whatever. But we do have those clips out. So send them to people that that are Chiefs fans and tell them, hey, this is a cool show. Let them know that they can watch us live. And I just appreciate everybody hopping on. It's a lot of fun. We're not doing this to make money. We're just doing it to have some friends in a community to come and talk about it. Every once in a while, we need to make Bo dance. I think that we should make that a regular segment. Maybe Bo could do the gritty. You know, I don't even know what the gritty is. I forgot to look it up after I got off the locker room.
That's what Jamar Chase does after he pushes off on Charvarius Ward.
Oh,
Like
I know exactly what that is.
For some reason. So
You'll see it pretty much every game this year.
I figured Bo's more of like a cha-cha guy or like a salsa dancer.
I'm more like a truffle shuffle kind of guy.
Okay. There you go.
I don't want to get banned from YouTube. We don't have any active strikes right now, so.
Right. And I believe, Nick, you put together a new outro video for us. So before we click off here, make sure you watch Nick's outro. Thanks again. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for
all
liking.
the stuff
Thanks
I had
for
in my
sharing.
house.
Thanks for subscribing. And we look forward to seeing you all again Saturday from sunny Arizona ahead of week 1 against the Arizona Cardinals, baby.
Go Chiefs!